Good morning, y'all. It's Crystal. So I was out here this morning pruning up these tomatoes, and this is my phase 2 tomatoes. There's a nice wall of them here. This is a Thai pink egg tomato. I think I said that right. I've never grown these before, so I have no idea besides what was on the seed packet what they're going to look like. But the seed is from Thailand, and since it's so hot here in the summer, I figured this would be a good phase 2 because they should, in theory, be heat tolerant. The other thing that I did is I found some really big suckers on the bottom of the plants, so I went ahead and planted them. You know, just poked a hole in the ground and stuck them in there. I didn't worry about, you know, putting them in water, getting them to root. I just stuck them in. The ground is really nice and soft, so we shall see. So I've got one here, and also what I'm doing is I'm going to take off any and all blooms. That way they concentrate on actually making roots rather than new fruit. So we're going to see if that works, because I've heard somebody posted online that's how the Amish keep their season going. They take the suckers off and they replant them. I don't know if that's going to work. We shall see. I've got one planted there and another one planted over there. We'll see. We'll see how it works. But so I was out here, you know, just going over these tomatoes, tying them up some more so they're up off the ground, when I noticed that my cucumber plant over here, this one right here, and this one is actually over the top of the trellis, so I'm going to give him a cut, you know, just kind of top it off at the top. But I also thought it would be a great opportunity to talk to you guys about what I've learned about cucumber plants. Just like tomatoes, cucumbers have suckers. I didn't know this. And the reason why it came up is because I've got a problem. I put things a little too close this year, and so all my walkways have been devoured. See? So I was having to go through and prune, but I didn't know how to prune, so then I Googled it and YouTubed it, and I found that they do definitely have suckers, and to increase your production, those suckers should come off. And I'll take you over to another cucumber plant, and I'll show you why I think it's pretty important to do it from the bottom. But I wanted to show you, give you some really good examples of suckers. So here we have the main vine. Let's see if I can get in here. So this is the main vine right here, okay? And you always want to keep your eye on the main vine and don't accidentally chop it off. Ask me how I know. So you have your main vine, and in the main vine you've got, you know, you've got leaves. So you've got a leaf, here's the main vine, and you've got a place in here that's called the armpit, and in the armpit you'll have where it's going to fruit and bloom. You have a tentacle thing that reaches out and grabs, and there's this one right here. I don't know if you can see it. And then you have, let me back up, the sucker, and here it is. Now this sucker will produce fruit for you, but like I said, it's supposed to decrease your production of your main line. So just to go over this again, you've got your main vine here. In the armpit, you'll have your fruit, and there's the leaf, and then here's the sucker. And all you do is you just reach up. See if I can do this without harming the rest of the fruit, and snip it off. And it's gone. Now, there it is. And this is a pretty big example. On the bottom, I had found some really, really big suckers. I mean, they were huge. And some of them had roots growing out of them too. So just like tomatoes, cucumbers, you're supposed to be able to replant this. I don't know, I haven't tried that. I just know that I saw some roots coming off the vine, and I'll show you that. But just to show you another sucker, here's another one, great example right here. So here's your sucker. Here is the bloom and future fruit. Here's the leaf. Here's the main vine. And here's the little tentacle. Okay, I'm no expert. I have no idea what this is called, so y'all can correct me all you want. So main vine, in the armpit you've got the fruit, the bloom, the sucker, and that sucker comes right off. If they're small, you can just pinch them off. Another example. This is a big sucker. Okay, this sucker, see? This sucker right here has already got its own tentacle and everything. So you've got main branch, leaf. Here's the leaf. Here's the tentacle thing that's reaching out and grabbing somebody else. There's the bloom, the future fruit, and here is the sucker. And I'm going to grab my scissors and give him a snip. Whoops. Maybe. And off he goes. And he's out of there. And it looks better already, right? So to show you, we also have another example. And I'm sure you guys get this, but I just want to show you a really small one. I've got a couple of really small ones here. Here's a really small one right here. If you can see that. And I'm going to take it right off. Here's another small one right here. There it goes. I got my hands on it now. And it's gone. Okay, so let's go over to the other cucumbers that I've been working on for the last, I don't know, feels like a million years. Let's go over there and take a look at those. Okay, so we're here at the other cucumber. This is a gherkin style cucumber. I've got to revine, retrellis that. The twine that I got was not the best. So here we are. I worked on this a few days ago, and so you see the branches are coming up really nice and neat. I'm sorry, the leaves are standing up. They really looked bad the first day, I'm not gonna lie. But what you can see in here is you can see all the way down to the bottom. You can see blooms and fruit, and that's what you want to see, because as we move through, now this area right here had quite a bit of damage, because if you look down the row, you see that? It's beautiful, right? All that foliage, and I mean, it's just absolutely gorgeous, lush and beautiful. But all that sitting on top of the ground causes rotten decay. You don't want that rotten decay on your vines, because what happens when they start to get smothered? You know, they smother themselves out. And so I had to pull a couple from this area, and I also had to cut back quite a bit because there was rot in here. So and where you have rot, you'll find bugs. So but you can see all the way through, and that's what you want. You want to be able to see all the way through. And you can see all the blooms, beautiful, beautiful blooms. All the blooms, and now all my my bumblebees and everybody else that's in here, they can actually come in and very easily, I'm sure they didn't have a problem before, they can very easily come in and pollinate. So let's get low to the ground. Okay. We are in here deep now. So here's the bottom, and these were just full of suckers down here, and I just cut them off. So let me see if I can find another sucker to cut for you guys. Sometimes they're kind of hard to locate. Okay, so we have main branch right here. You see that? We have the main branch right here. And on the main branch, look, there's the sucker. And the sucker is huge. The sucker is huge and is actually making its own blooms and flowers and fruit, but it's taking away from my main vine. So that one has to go. Without harming the main vine. And there it is. Here it comes. Look at that. It's huge, right? But compared, look at the blooms. Compared to the main vine, there's not that many blooms. So I know that it'll fruit and it'll do okay, but my main vine has 3 times, if not 4 times the amount of blooms. So that's why we removed those. Anyway, that is my little tutorial on what I found out about suckers on cucumbers. I still have a ways to go through here and then I got to figure out what to do with those guys. I planted, like I said, I planted too close, and things are growing really big and lush this year, thank God. But it's creating other problems. So, live and learn, right? All right, I got to get back to work. You guys have a great day.